So sometimes you suspect the motor of your washing machine. For instance, here is the spinning motor of iSense washing machine. This is a spinning motor now, and then here is a spare capacitor. So when you suspect the motor, you can bring the motor out and do a testing on it separately with the capacitor and power. So then we need to know how to connect the capacitor to the motor. So the capacitor is connected such that capacitor is connected between the starting winding and the run winding. So here we have the capacitor. Capacitor is here. We have 4 wires because it's a combined capacitor. We have 10 microfarad and 5 microfarad. Now this is the spin motor for the dryer, and we are using the smaller value, that is 5 microfarad. So for that reason, it's been written here 5 UF is yellow, so we use yellow wire. So the capacitor is connected between the starting winding and the run winding. The starting winding of the motor has been identified as the white, and the run is the gray. So now the power is coming between the starting winding connected to capacitor and then the blue winding, which is actually the common. So when you bring the power in, then the motor should respond, should run in that manner. So now the power is coming in between here and here. Sorry, between here and here. So that is how the power will come in, and then we see whether it runs. So power is connected between the capacitor, coil capacitor, and also the second line connected to the common. Here is the common, the blue wire is common. Alright, to learn how to identify the wires of the motor, the starting coil, the running coil, and the common, check my video channel and leave a link for that video in the description so that you can watch the video and know how to test the coil, the wires to identify wires, starting, running, common. Now to test the motor, we need to disengage the brake. The brake has to be disengaged so that the rotor will be free to rotate. So to release the rotor, we will temporarily suspend or disable the brake. Temporarily disable the brake so that the rotor can be free when we are going to test the motor. So I'm going to put a holding something to the neck here, to the neck of the cord, to hold it away. I'm going to use this cable. Band it. I'm going to band it around this. So this one is going to serve as a spacer. It's going to space the cable from going in. I'm going to prevent the cable from going in so that the brake will not hold. So right now, this one has been used to space it up. So the cable cannot move in now because of this spacer. So the cord, the spring cannot pull it inside any longer because of this spacer that I've provided. I just improvised. So the rotor is free to rotate. The brake cannot go in. So now we can test the motor. So I'm going to tape the terminals connected before we power it on. I'll use the insulating tape to tape it temporarily, just for the purpose of testing. The testing is just going to be very temporary, very brief, momentary testing. It's going to be momentary because the motor is a powerful motor, and then it can roll very fast. Just want to know whether it will roll or not. So all the connected terminals have been taped. The braking of the motor has been disengaged. So the rotor is free to rotate. We can now power it and see. So I'm going to power it briefly. So we can see that the motor works. So we can see that the motor is still fine. It's moving well. So there's nothing wrong with this motor actually. So we've seen the results. The motor is still working fine. Now we need to look elsewhere where the faults resides in the washing machine, why the spinner is not working. We need to look elsewhere, and then there is a suspect, and that actually is the last point that we are going to check, and that is the door switch. If the door switch is broken, then the motor will not work.